All right, this sheet is 96 in your child's homework. Probably some of the more difficult problems they're going to be doing this week. Our students have a good understanding of fractions. However, what happens sometimes is that when we try to ask them to put them on a number line, it becomes difficult. They have the concepts, they just need to take a minute and think. So, as you can see, our number line here starts with 0 and ends in 2. Well, we know fractions are, and then there's 1 in the middle. So a lot of what our students will want to do is they'll want to put everything over here. But we have to look at what fractions we have. We have 1/2, 1 and 1/4, 1 and 1/3, and 1 and 3/4. So what I like to do is I like to have my students break them up before we even put them in. So I know between 1 and 2 there is a number. Then there's also one right in between there. Also, if I look in between 1 and 2, there's another. And then I'm breaking it up into 4 parts. So that will get me most of it. So if I look, 1/2, well, I know 1/2 is between 0 and 1. So I'm going to put my label 1/2. Now it looks 1 and 1/4. Well, I know I have 1 here, and then 1/4 would be right here because I broke it up into 4. Oh, 1/3 I haven't done yet, but 3/4. Oh, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. 1 and 3/4. Now the 1 and 1/3 is going to be difficult because we're going to want them to break it up into 3 parts, so they're going to have to go in between there. And we would put 1 and 1/3 there. That would probably be the most challenging one for them, just because the breaking up in 3 parts after breaking it up into 4 is always just difficult to see. But they're definitely capable of doing it. As we scroll down the page, don't know how to say, but we'll you'll have 2 problems that word problems. Once again, as always, we want the students to be highlighting the important information. So we're going to look, and it says Dave, Mary, Claire, Mark were picking strawberries in their grandparents' garden. Each of them picked the same number of strawberries when their grandma gave everyone 2 more strawberries. Now the 4 kids had 36 strawberries in all. How many strawberries did each child have before grandma gave them more? Okay, so this is going to be where it's quite challenging, because what you first have to do is you have to see, so each kid got 2 more strawberries. So they are at 36. Now you have to take 36 minus 4 times 2. So that would be 8. So 36 minus 8 is 28. So now I can say, okay, they have 28 before grandma gave them more. Now I can go back and say, okay, my next thing is I have 28 strawberries divided by 4 grandchildren. So those are my numbers that I need to make up. Now I know 28 divided by 4. I can think about what times 4 equals 28. I know that that's 7 based on fact families, or I could count by 4, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. I did that 7 times, so my answer is 7. Now, a lot of times where our students will then kind of struggle is this problem down below where it says, mark the 2 equations to help solve the problem. Well, I put one here, but a lot of times this is where we kind of get confused, because first we had to do that one, and then the other one would be this one, but that's not really anything that we have ever talked about. So if they would have gotten this one, I would have been extremely happy. And then this one would have just been something we talked